Hey guys! Today I'll check out Doreen's head in comparison to other heads, namely Freddy, and followed by Doll Family A and Doll Leaves Wish. So you can get a rough idea about the proportions of her head. Now, let me just take off their heads and get started. Before taking off the heads, I just quickly wanted to show you the shoulder width of Doreen compared to Freddy. So this will be important later on. Freddy has broader shoulders than her, which also kind of influences what kind of hats you can put on her as compared to him. So something that, works on him might not actually work on her or might look funny. Okay, now then let's move ahead to actually removing the heads. Now we have the two heads, minus their bodies, and let me bring up Freddy to show you something. This was his original skin color, and this is like a yellowish tone, which is, I think, from the sealant. So I'm using Liquitex Matte Varnish, and I think I might have to reconsider that. It's a UV protection one, I think. But I have to say, I have the same thing on my Doll Family A head that I sprayed with it, and it is rather yellow. So, yeah. But, that aside, I can show you the Doreen comparison, which does not look like that. However, Doreen is pretty new, so let's see how that looks in a few months. And now, let's try to... Okay, I think it is kind of apparent that her head is like much smaller than his head. Now they're exactly next to each other. If you were to put a boy head, MSD from Dollzone, on a girl body, it might look a bit strange. The head is longer, and I dare say it's wider as well. And the whole facial area is more stretched out than for the girls. So, yeah, I don't think that works. But we can actually, swap heads. Like, let's put her head on his body and the other way around. Let's see how that looks. See you in a moment. Okay, and never mind the fact that, well, the dresses are a bit messed up. But you can tell, okay, this head, first of all, it fits on the neck. So that's cool. And I think this head actually looks pretty decent on this body. Yeah, it's a bit smaller, but it's still kind of proportionate. At least I think. Maybe a little small. I don't know, maybe it's also her face because it's very contracted, so maybe it would work better with another face that, would work for a boy body. Yeah, but as for Freddy, I don't think we have to even talk about this. It just looks really, really strange. Very much so. So yeah, this is how they compare to each other, and now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so guys, this is my Doll Family A head. You can see it's like crazy yellow compared to the head cap. So the head cap is kind of white. Actually, the color of the head cap is very close, I'd say, to the Dollzone. So this is the original color, and this is her face up. I have no idea why on earth it's gotten so yellow. And it's really smudged and stuff. So this is my practice hat. You might have seen him before. It's a Doll Family A hat. And it is actually very, very similar, or possibly based on the Bach doll. That BACH. That Doll Family A offers. Here we go again. Doll Family A. You have seen this before. I've put him on Freddy. And I just want to show you a comparison. Like, wow, they're both MSD. And the body size of Doll Family is not that much bigger. But this is just amazing. Mind blown. So this head is like a lot bigger than this one. And you might think, well, this probably means she'll look funny on that body, right? Well, actually, I don't think so, because I had her on the Freddy body, which is an MSD Dollzone boy, so similar dimension as this one, and that looked pretty okay. Maybe a little big, but otherwise okay. I apologize for the eyelessness, but I just want to make a quick point. So, as for the resin match, never mind the crazy yellow in her face. The resin match is pretty decent. And I just realized, like, oh my god, it looks funky. The reason it probably did not look so strange on Freddy is because I think he has broader shoulders. Yeah, but she doesn't. So she looks a bit bobbleheadish. This is probably not something I'd recommend. On that note, Maiden Trollblood was so awesome and she made a video with a Dollzone SD girl body, the most recent one, and this hat. And in that combination, this hat seems a little small, but it still looks pretty cool actually. So yeah, if you were looking for a body for this hat, do check out her video. I will link it in the description. And I do not recommend taking the MSD girl body from Dollzone because it looks a little funky. Unless you like that bobblehead kind of style. In that case, it's actually pretty good. I mean, you can see the neck. There's no gigantic gap or anything. And yeah, decent movement. But yeah, it just looks a little funky. So do try the SD girl body from Dollzone. That will probably work out a lot better than the MSD Dollzone body. Now, thank you. This little experiment is done, and we'll move on to the next one. Hey guys! So this is the third part of my head swap thing. Dollzone Doreen and Doll Leaves a Wish. So, both MSD, but you can already see that he is smaller. Mostly because he has a smaller upper torso. I mean shorter, not smaller. So what we'll do now, I will remove all the stuff so you can see the shoulders and everything, and then I'll start swapping hats. I'll obviously not do a resin comparison because she's white skin and he's pink skin, but I will swap the hats. So let's get started. Okay, first up, both hats close up. You can see that Doreen's head is smaller even though her body is like longer, so if they stand next to each other, she actually will be taller. No thanks to her head. So if you check from the side, you can see there's quite a bit of a difference. And similarly to Freddy and actually all the other heads, his facial features are more stretched out vertically, while hers are pretty contracted. So now let's swap bodies. Okay, now this is it. You can practically see the difference. I'd say Doreen's head on his body doesn't look all that weird. If it was a boy, it would, if anything, make this body look more mature because smaller head, usually implies more matureness, at least in relation to the rest of the body, because kids usually have unproportionately large heads, like this one. However, he, on Doreen's body, looks pretty strange, because the head is really big, and yeah. So, if we make them look to the sides, you can see the difference, which is pretty huge. And actually for the range of motion, if you like wanna, hybrid them, he's pretty tightly strung, I have to say. It's crazy. The head goes really well to this side. I have no idea. It doesn't really go to the other one. Might have something to do with the stringing. Other than this, it goes forward nicely. And back. Pretty decent. So this is actually not such a bad thing. And you can see that there's no real gap here on the back. So that's pretty cool. And also, the necks seem to match really well. Actually, I think they might have similar proportions. Okay, let me take her out of the picture. Or him, or whatever. Okay, and here you can already see there's a gap here, because Doreen's neck is slightly longer and a little bit more thin, but the movement is, left-right, is really good. And to the front, to the back. It's decent. And if you look, if she moves to the, or if the head moves to the front, you have this gap here. Like, you can kind of see that. So, generally I would say, if you were to put a girl head from Dollzone on a doll leaves, this is not his body, by the way. Sorry, wrong body. Let me bring the other one back. So, Dollzone MSD girl head on doll leaves boy body, I think works really nice. Probably also on the girl body. I don't have one, so I can't say for sure, but I would say that should work as well. However, putting an MSD size doll leaves boy head on the Dollzone girl body is not going to make you very happy, I think. So the head is just like a little too big. This doesn't look right. Yep. So this actually concludes our head swapping thingy. So I hope it was fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.